Good morning. Thank you very much for attending headquarters and our launch of the 2013 Gun Amnesty program, Pixels for Pistols. The Toronto Police Service, in partnership with Henry's Camera, Olympus Canada, and the Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services, has created an opportunity for Torontonians to surrender firearms to the Toronto Police Service and receive an incentive gift from Henry's and Olympus for doing so. Here with us to assist this morning are Ian Landy of Henry's Camera, Rick Sasserath, Technical Specialist and PR Person for Olympus Canada, Councillor Jaye Robinson for the City of Toronto, and Chief William Blair. At this time, I'd like to invite Ian to the podium. Ian?
Good morning. My name is Ian Landy. I'm President and Chief Executive Officer of Henry's, Canada's largest camera retailer. In February of 2008, for the first time in the nearly 100-year history of Henry's, an armed robbery occurred at our Kennedy Commons location in Toronto. Fortunately, no one was hurt, and within a short period of time, the criminals were caught and subsequently convicted. In order to find a way to give back to the community, we developed a unique public-private partnership called Pixels for Pistols. In November 2008, this program was launched in association with Toronto Police Services and the City of Toronto. An exchange program was put in place whereby citizens could safely exchange an unwanted firearm for a digital camera. This event resulted in the most successful exchange in the history of Toronto Police Services with the following results: 1,897 firearms, 304 non-firearms, including pellet guns and replicas, 58,217 rounds of ammunition, and 1,486 boxes of assorted ammunition. In November 2009, Halifax Regional Municipality Public Safety Office, the City of Halifax, and Henry's teamed up to offer the Pixels for Pistols exchange program to citizens in the Halifax area. Yet again, this program proved to be the most successful exchange in the history of the region with the following results: 1,074 firearms and over 10,000 rounds of ammunition. And finally, this past October, Winnipeg Police Services, the City of Winnipeg, and Henry's launched Pixels for Pistols, again with the most successful results ever achieved: 1,610 firearms and over 14,000 rounds of ammunition. So here we are again in Toronto to celebrate the launch of this program, this time in association with our generous friends from Olympus, Toronto Police Services, the City of Toronto, and a grant from the Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services. I'm reminded of a statistic provided by former Attorney General and Solicitor General Roy McMurtry, who cited that 30% of all crime guns have been stolen from law-abiding citizens. Please don't anybody think that there are any expectations about any criminals turning in their guns for a digital camera. This is all about law-abiding citizens that no longer want or have any use for a firearm that is in their home. This is a wonderful way to get some value for their property and help keep Toronto safe, one gun at a time. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Ian. At this time, I'd like Rick to come to the podium. Rick?
Good morning, and thank you so much to the Toronto Police as well as Henry's for inviting Olympus to take part of this wonderful program. We at Olympus are very excited to be able to not only keep Toronto safe, but as well as initiate people into the world of photography, teach them, and making this area much more in depth into the Olympus heritage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rick. And now I'll ask Councillor Jaye Robinson. Councillor?
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. On behalf of Toronto City Council, as well as being the Chair of Community Development and Recreation, whose real role is to promote safe and stable and strong neighborhoods, I'm pleased to be here, and I would like to thank the Toronto Police Services for launching this very important, innovative Gun Amnesty program. Again, my special thanks and praise goes to Henry's and Olympus for sponsoring this This Pixels for, it's a tongue twister, this Pixels for Pistols program. You are shining examples of corporate citizens, and we need to do more of that at the City of Toronto, public-private partnerships. So this is a terrific endeavor. In 2008, a similar program was highly successful. Thousands of firearms were collected, thousands of rounds of ammunition were turned in for safe disposal by the Toronto Police Services. I encourage all gun owners in Toronto to safely dispose of unwanted firearms by participating in this program, starting today and running through till June 14th. Let's reduce the number of guns that we can fall into the wrong set of hands through theft or other means. I encourage everyone to please tell your family, your friends, your neighbors, and co-workers about this very important community safety initiative. Together we can help reduce crime in our communities. People are always talking about how do we make our streets safer. Here is a concrete and tangible way to achieve that. So let's support our police and thank our corporate partners and spread the word about this important program from now till June 14th. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Robinson. And now I'd like to ask Chief Blair to the podium. Chief?
Thank you, Wendy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Councillor Robinson and our friends and colleagues from the corporate world. The Pixels for Pistol program is an important initiative in Toronto in that it gives us an opportunity to come together as citizens of this city and make a difference to help keep our communities safe. In 2008, when the first Pixels and Pistols program was launched here in Toronto, it was a remarkably innovative partnership between the corporate sector and the police and the City of Toronto to make our communities safer. We are doing this program again because we know that in our homes and among families right across the city, there are unwanted firearms. People who may have inherited a firearm from an older generation, who may have acquired firearms earlier in their life but no longer want them in their home. And they want an opportunity to safely but practically dispose of those firearms. And we know that the people of this city are practical, and they know that they have these firearms have some value, but they don't want them in their homes anymore. The partnership with Henry's and Olympus gives us an opportunity to give people real value for their firearms. And if they turn them in safely to the police, we will ensure that those firearms are safely disposed of, and they will receive something of real value, an Olympus camera. In partnership with Henry's and Olympus, they will get value for their contribution. In getting those firearms off the street, I want to reiterate a point that was already made. We have no expectation whatsoever that criminals will come in and turn in their guns. But we also know that firearms, unwanted firearms that are stored in people's homes, create a liability for those families and in those homes. There is both a legal and a moral obligation to ensure that your firearms are stored safely and they are secure against theft from those who would use those firearms to victimize our fellow citizens. And so all of us have that legal responsibility, and it can be an onerous responsibility. And I want to let the people of Toronto know, you don't need to worry about that responsibility. If you want to dispose of that firearm, you can do so safely. We also know that there are people in our city who may have acquired a firearm without the proper registration and without the proper licensing. And they may be concerned that if they turn that firearm over to the police, they may face some legal jeopardy. This is an amnesty. We're giving people an opportunity to turn those firearms so that we can together make our community safer. And so we want them to bring those firearms or make those firearms available. I also want to make it very clear. We do not want any of our citizens to bring a firearm to either Henry's Camera Store or to a Toronto police station. We want you to call us. Call us and we will come to your house and we will pick that firearm up from you, and you will receive information on how you can then acquire your camera in exchange for that firearm. We want to do this safely, and we want to encourage the people of Toronto, if you have unwanted firearms in your home, you now have the opportunity to safely and legally turn those over to the authorities. You'll make your home safer, you'll give yourself peace of mind, and you'll receive something of tremendous value. I want to take this opportunity to thank as well our partners from Henry's, from Olympus, and from the City of Toronto. This is one of those truly remarkable public-private partnerships where people have come together to make a difference. People have come together to make a difference in our city. And the final partner in this initiative are the people of Toronto. And so we want all of the people of this city who may have a firearm in their home that they wish to dispose of safely, but for which they also want value. I want to tell them this is their opportunity, and for the next 2 weeks, they can receive a real value while making their home safer. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. If you are in possession of a firearm that you wish to surrender, you have the ability to complete a portion of a police report prior to an officer's arrival at your home. Simply filling out a form on our Toronto Police website, filling out a portion and have that ready for you when the officers attend. If you have any other questions in regards to completing the form or about the Pixels for Pistols initiative in general, please contact Staff Sergeant Chris Body via email at chris.body@torontopolice.on.ca. This concludes this morning's launch. Thank you once again for coming. Thank you.